It was the turn of the century and coaster manufacturers were looking for new and exciting ways to bring in the new millennium. Intamin and Morgan were in a race to break the height record as both opened roller coasters that stood over 300 feet. B&M was hard at work expanding their catalog of rides by introducing the dive coaster and floorless trains. Vekoma, on the other hand, was ready to take on an even more ambitious project by introducing the Flying Dutchman model. With Stealth opening to the public in 2000, this unique lie-down roller coaster gives riders the sensation of flying through the air. With such unique innovation comes many moving parts. Unfortunately, this roller coaster design didn't survive the test of time as only 3 versions of this roller coaster was ever built. 2 of them are complete clones while the original is basically a clone of the other 2, just with a slight variation near the end of the ride. We have seen 2 of these roller coasters get shuffled around to different parks. In 2018, Firehawk, which was located at Kings Island, became the first of the Flying Dutchman to give up its ghost as this roller coaster was completely demolished. Besides the heavy maintenance that is required to keep these models running, the real nail in the coffin for the Vekoma Flying Dutchman was by the competitor B&M. They saw the flaws in this first-generation flying machine and improved on it by making a smoother and more reliable design. B&M flying coasters became a quick hit as there are a total of 11 different roller coasters currently in operation. Their newest flying coaster opened in 2016, which still means this coaster model is still relevant. Currently, there are only 2 Flying Dutchmans in operation, with Nighthawk, located at Carowinds, which is actually the original prototype, and Batwing, located at Six Flags America. Batwing is the only Flying Dutchman that has never been relocated. The question that is on everyone's mind is how long will these 2 coasters stay in operation? Since I have only ridden Batwing and the defunct Firehawk, I don't have much to say about Nighthawk. However, I do think Nighthawk's future will play an important role in the future of Batwing. After Firehawk was demolished, the ride trains were shipped to Carowinds to be used as parts on Nighthawk. The way I understand it, these coaster models are prone to downtime and required a lot of maintenance. Since Nighthawk has some more spare parts, I think Carowinds is hoping to squeeze out a few more years out of this thing before throwing in the towel. Batwing, on the other hand, doesn't have a defunct coaster to salvage from, so they are completely reliant on the materials that they have or whatever they can get from the manufacturer. I assume that Vekoma must no longer make parts for this roller coaster model, and if they do make new parts, it would be extremely expensive. My assumption is that Six Flags America relies a lot on their own maintenance team to rebuild broken parts in-house. It's only a matter of time before something breaks down that is too complicated to fix in-house, while also proving too expensive to buy out from Vekoma. When that day comes, say bye to Batwing. As of right now, Six Flags America doesn't open Batwing until 11:30 a.m., which is an hour later than the rest of the other attractions. I think this is because the ride requires a lot of pre-inspection work, since this coaster has a lot of moving parts. I would assume that Six Flags would want to do everything in their power to keep this coaster in tip-top shape, because once it goes, there's no going back. Six Flags America does not pull in huge attendance numbers, so removing an expensive roller coaster and replacing it with something doesn't seem like the wise move. Six Flags will continue to operate this roller coaster for as long as they can. Personally, I think Nighthawk will be demolished before Batwing is, but I could be proven wrong here. Carowinds is an up-and-coming park, and pulling out one of the park's duds and replacing it with something new and fresh would make a whole lot of sense. I don't think Six Flags America would get the same return on investment if they were to replace Batwing with something else. Roar is most likely the next coaster to get removed at Six Flags America because an RMC conversion would be less expensive and be a better investment in the park. A few months back, I did a video on the next roller coaster to get the axe at Six Flags America. I had Batwing listed at the #1 choice, but now, after visiting the park again and really soaking in all the details, I think this coaster is safe for now. Roar should be the next coaster on the chopping block, and hopefully that happens soon because Six Flags America could really use an RMC to liven up the place. Well, thank you for watching today's video. What do you think? Will Batwing be the next Flying Dutchman to get the axe? Let me know in the comments below. As always, please subscribe so you don't miss out on more great content coming your way by X Scream Thrills.